We want a top producing agent that's going to list our properties. And what's their job? Someone said find a buyer, someone said put it on the MLS. Their job is not to sell the house. It's not to find a buyer.
It's to market.
We could care less. If they do, that's great, but that's not their job. Their job is to get it on the MLS. Get a sign in the yard, get some nice flyers, do whatever else they want to do. But the main thing is right here. Because who are we really trying to attract? A buyer's agent. Remember the difference? Who has the buyers? At the end of the day, who's going to buy our property? A buyer that's working with a buyer's agent, not the listing agent. See the difference? They're getting paid to just list the property. That's their job. The buyer's agent is the one that brings a buyer and makes an offer. So having said that, I get a top producing real estate agent. Their job is to get it on the MLS, and I'm going to pay them a flat fee of $1,500. That's their only job. I want professional pictures. I want a really well-written description. You're not going to like this. Well, you are going to like this. I'll tell you why.
You want a drone?
No, yeah. No, don't worry about any of that. Here's why this is a win for you.
But you're talking about properties that are like 150.
No, I'm talking my $1 million homes.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, all I gotta do is. Yeah, but you're going to give me a lot of them, so I won't care.
Thank you. Okay? Did you hear what she just said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How often does a retail buyer buy a house? Does anybody know the statistic? 7. 7 years. So if you're out there trying to build retail clients, you sell them a house, you're doing great. In 7 more years, I'll get some repeat business on them. You know, they may refer people, but on them. How is this different with me? If you're my listing agent in my markets,
You're going to keep giving me one every week.
I want to do a lot of deals.
We know you're going to do 12 a year, and all the rest of us are too. And if you all come to me, I'm set 15.
And guess what? When you list my properties, what happens? There's a sign in the yard. And what happens?
They call me.
Oh yeah, they call you.
I've got leads.
And now you've got leads. You can very easily get and I'm not talking any agent. I'm talking a top producing agent. Here's what I do. I go into a market, I call up Century 21, and I say, who was Realtor of the Month last month? Who's your top selling agent? Who's selling the most real estate in your market, in your office? That's who I want to talk to, and that's who I want listing my property, because they're good. And then guess what I do for $1,500? They're also my interior designer. They're actually on my rehab design team for $1,500. So follow me. I get a deal under contract. Before I start my management rehab, I want to identify who my listing agent's going to be, because I want to involve them very early in the process on colors, styles, all of it. Because who knows better what the market wants? And remember, do I decide what I'm going to do? We do what? We do what the market wants. Mm-hmm. Who knows better than anybody what the market wants? Top producing real estate agent. So I contact them early on. I say, hey, I just bought this property. We're getting ready to start our rehab, and I'm looking for an agent. When we sell it, I'm only going to pay you $1,500, but it's going to be great marketing because you'll have signs in the yard and you'll pick up other buyers. Because what happens? People call the yard sign, and they either sell them that house, but what if that house didn't work for them? What do they? First question you ask is, are you represented? Oh, great. I'll tell you what, I'll be your buyer's agent, and let's go find a house. And they pick up business. A smart top producing agent would love to have real estate investors, even though they're not making any money on their listing. It's huge if they've got the vision and you help them see the vision. Now, they tell me no all the time. Oh my gosh, you're kidding, Jerry? There's no way I could list it for $1,500. My broker would never allow that. Well, it's true in a lot of people's case. They're not the right one. I just sold a house in Charlotte, North Carolina for $720,000. That was the sale price. This is how much I paid. I got a top producing agent, and they were involved all through the process. But I guarantee you,
it's probably not the only one.
That's the only one I did in Charlotte.
Okay.
But whenever I go into a market, I say, my plan is to do a lot of deals here. That's my plan, and it always is my plan. I always want to do more deals. So that's what you say, right? Everybody following me so far? Now, I treat my buyer's agents a little different because remember, we're putting all of the emphasis on that buyer's agent. They're the gold. They're the ones we want. So on the buyer's agent, we'll offer 4%. What are they used to getting? 3%. We're going to give them 4%. Do we have room in our budget?
Yes.
We're only paying $1,500 on our list side. Okay. 4% and a $1,000 bonus if they close in 30 days. What if it closes in 31 days? They don't get the $1,000. What if it's not their fault? Well, it's not your fault either. And why do we give them that bonus? Get that title ordered, get that appraisal done, get that inspection done, get this thing closed. Because if we can get it closed in 30 days instead of 45 days, did we just put more money in our pocket? For sure we did, because Time is money. So here's what happens. Let's say you're a buyer's agent. Think now double dip. It's no different. You're a buyer's agent. You got a buyer. You're going to go out and show 8 houses. Which one is your favorite house? Mine. And a competitive advantage. That's what we're after, right? Competitive advantage. What if the listing agent also brings the buyer? You get this. Yep. Which my Charlotte agent actually brought the buyer. So she didn't make any money on the list side, but she did good on the buy side. And she had my sign in her yard and all the other benefits of your nicely renovated home on the marketplace. We've got our house done. We're ready to go to market. Now what? How do we determine price? Well, we have our ARV number that we got 6 months ago when we bought the house, but might things be different today? Yeah. We need to redo our ARV. But here's what I do. I go to my agent and I say, what do you think we should list for? Now, am I just going off of their advice alone? No, I'm doing my own research, and then I'm going to compare and see what they think versus what I think and see if there's something I'm missing or they're missing. So I always ask them, tell me your recommended price to go to list. But again, this is one of those areas that you need to learn how to do. You've got to be good at doing it because ultimately, who cares if your deal makes money or not? Does the real estate agent, do they get paid whether you make money or not? Yes. Yeah. Do they ultimately, at the end of the day, care as much as you do? No. Okay, so you recalculate your ARV, and let's say that price is, $250. You're going to look at comps, and let's just say hypothetically, you think it should sell for $250. What do you list it for? Or $269.9 or whatever. But you list a little higher than what you're hoping to get, and then what do? When do you drop the price? Okay, the only.
Depends on how the market works.
Well, how do we know if the market likes our price? Showings. Showings and feedback are critical to selling our house. If we're not getting showings, so if we list it for $279 and we wait 10 days and we don't get any showings, what's the market saying about our property? It's not even worth me going to look at it. If it's priced right, what will they at least do? And you'll get a showing. So unless you're getting showings, you're not in the ballpark. Now we don't want to drop like a rock and leave money on the table. So what do we strategically need to do if we haven't had any showings in 10 days? Do we drop the price to $249.9? No. What do? Incrementally. Come down $5,000, maybe we drop it to $269.9. What do we not want to portray though with our price drops?
We're desperate.
Desperation, because then what will we get? Lowball offers.
Lowball offer.
Because someone will go, ooh, they're dropping pretty quick. I'm going to throw a lowball offer and see if I can catch them on a bad day, right? We don't want to do that. So we go incrementally. I like to go in $5,000 chunks. So I would go 64 or 74.9, 69.9, 64.9. And every week to 10 days, I'm adjusting until I get what? I want to get about 5 showings a week to know I'm getting activity. I should be getting an offer soon. I'm in the right price. I don't need to drop anymore. What else do we need to get? Feedback from agents that are showing our property. Why? Oh yeah. What if we're getting showings, but we're getting no offers?
You need to know what the problem is, what they don't like about it, something that you might be able to fix.
That's right.
Rather than lowering the price.
Exactly. We won't know that unless we're getting what? CDAC. So remember our listing agent for $1,500? This is in their job description, feedback. But you've got to get feedback. If you're not getting feedback, you're not going to know why you're not getting an offer, and it might be something you can fix. I had this one deal one time where it had a really big bay window in the front. And my feedback was, don't like the bay window, don't like the bay window. It kept coming up. I wasn't getting any offers. And I was like, well, it didn't bother me, but the market didn't like it. So what we did is we planted a tree, like a Japanese maple, in front of the window, and then we put some draperies and stuff on the inside of the window. Cost me a couple $100. We got an offer the very next showing. I wouldn't have known that though if what?
You hadn't gotten feedback.
I hadn't gotten feedback, okay? So you got to get feedback. And then you incrementally drop, you stay put, you'll get an offer. And that's how I manage that process. Cool? Any questions on that?